Today we are starting with ancient lineage-based cultures. But what is that exactly? Well, let's break it down. Ancient is old lineage. It refers to a line of people in a family. It refers to a family line that leads to one particular ancestor. For example, Judeo-Christian belief teaches that all men can be traced to Adam. Ancient lineage-based is also a fancy description of tribal life. I use it because it allows me to describe tribal groups in general and not a specific time. Thus, the art in this category could include numerous cultures and traditions throughout time, from African to Native American culture, and from prehistoric up to the 1900s. Today we will begin with looking at three hugely famous prehistoric artworks. The first is Venus of Willendorf. The second is the Lascaux cave paintings. And finally, Stonehenge. We'll start with Venus of Willendorf. Venus of Willendorf could be politely described as a very full-figure woman. This object was used as a fertility object, and thus the dimensions are not a surprise. Her breast, stomach, and genitals are very enlarged. She represents beauty to the man of Willendorf. As stated, this object was used as a fertility object. So what does that mean? It is an object that would bring a child. The carrier of the object hoped that he would be blessed by the gods and his wife would become pregnant. It was like a good luck charm. Now that may sound very silly, but I know of students who won't change their game socks because they think it's going to jinx their winning streak. Or I know people who look and find four-leaf clovers and hope that it will bring them some type of luck. These objects were named after Venus, the god of love, but the people who created the actual item did not know of this mythology. Scientists began to discover these items all over Europe and Africa. Each were carbon dated to about the same time. These items do not look like Venus, but there is a running theme. The parts of the body that are specific to a woman are always exaggerated. The Willendorf refers to the city in which the object was found, so simply put, if one of these objects were found here, it would be entitled Venus of Oroensbro. The cave paintings of Lascaux. In caves in southern France and northern Spain are numerous paintings, so skillfully created and so well preserved that they caused great controversy among scholars when they were discovered. Those who examined the animal paintings in this cave of Lascaux in southern France questioned whether cave people working with the most primitive instruments could have produced such splendid works of art. Some suggested that these paintings might be the work of skilled artists from a more recent time. Today, scholars agree that the paintings discovered at Lascaux are the works of prehistoric artists. It is unlikely that they are the first works of art ever created. They are too sophisticated for that. But no doubt they were preceded by hundreds, perhaps thousands of years of slow development about which nothing is yet known. The use of these paintings in hunting rituals. During prehistoric times, cave paintings was limited almost entirely to the depiction of animals. This was probably due to prehistoric people's dependence on animals as their food. The paintings of animals almost certainly played a part in magical rituals performed before a hunt. Before taking up their clubs and spears, prehistoric hunters may have turned to magic to place a spell over their prey. This was intended to weaken it and make it easier to hunt. The magic may have involved a ceremony in which an image of the animal was painted on the wall or the ceiling of the cave. The hunters probably believed that by drawing a lifelike picture of the animal, they were capturing some of that animal's strength and some of its spirit. Such prehistoric hunting rituals probably boasted the confidence and the courage of the hunters who were convinced that their prey would be weaker and easier to kill. In some ways, these prehistoric rituals were like some of the rituals we practice today. A high school pep rally, with its rousing cheers, inspiring music, serves much in the same purpose. It builds confidence and courage in team members, just as the hunting rituals may have done for the prehistoric hunter. I kind of think of it like this, odd but true. In the same way that they believed that by painting the animal on the wall, they were capturing its spirit. It doesn't seem that off the wall to me, because we kind of do that too. We capture pictures, we take photographs of the friends that we love, we hold on to items that once belonged to someone special who are no longer with us, because in a weird way we believe that we are holding on to it, and by holding on to that item or having that item, it actually captures their soul or spirit. So, although it may seem odd to paint what you eat, in the same way, keeping their soul alive allowed them as a group of people to live forever. According to Wikipedia, Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument located in the English country of Wiltshire, about 2 miles west of Amesbury and 8 miles north of Salisbury. It is one of the most famous sites in the world. Stonehenge is composed of earthworks surrounding a circular setting of large standing stones. Archaeologists have believed that the iconic stone mountain was erected around 2500 BC. Stonehenge's purpose is probably the most highly controversial subject about Stonehenge, and the one we know least about. It's also the hardest to prove, since the ancient builders left us no written records. Although one would find it easy to discover two serious archaeologists in agreement of its builder or its method of construction, they would be hard-pressed to find two who concur on its use and purpose throughout the century. As with everything about Stonehenge, there are many issues concerning its use. They range from UFO landing sites to advanced astronomical calendars. So what that Wikipedia entry was basically saying, that we really don't know what the purpose is. It's kind of questionable. Astronomers and archaeologists. Some people believe that Stonehenge was purely a religious construction. It was built for ceremonies and rituals. They claim that at such a primitive time, it was the only possible choice. They cite that not all stones line up exactly right, proving that the midsummer solstice link is a mere coincidence. Most people today, however, do not favor this theory. The current and most popular belief about Stonehenge is what it was an advanced calendar to mark and to predict and observe astronomical and seasonal events, such as the winter and summer solstice, the equinox, and the lunar eclipse. It is quite possible in its first stage that Stonehenge was purely a religious structure, and then modified by later builders to serve as an astronomical observatory. Again,